Dude, Planet. Okay, so I'm not the only one that thinks this game is like a little bit too complicated.
I'm a potato.
Like, I like having depth in the game, but it's almost like unnecessarily
I'm a
complicated in some ways.
potato.
Like making the barriers, yeah. Like making I can't figure out the barriers. And it's like it doesn't need to be that hard. Like I get that they want people to have like full control, and I guess maybe some people appreciate that, but like, man, I want to focus the complexity on like management, not on trying to figure out how to make the barriers. You know what I mean? Did the game just freeze? Is the game about to crash on me again? Barriers.
I'm a potato.
Do you see where they have a button set for the stream deck? You know what? I think Karate tagged me in that yesterday and I forgot to look at it. I also couldn't get them the height I wanted. I think the game just froze on us. Pasta, especially, are fidgety. I had a crash yesterday, GV. I did have one crash. I'm pretty sure this is gonna crash on us. Can you get giant pet spiders? Probably, honestly. I think we can. So that's the thing I really like. Like that's the area that I like having depth in, is the ability to make the exhibits. Like you even can customize the like terrarium tiny like insect exhibits, which to me is so freaking cool. Like I love that. Like I love having to design the environments. You know, buying the right toys. But it feels like to me that the steps to doing things like finding the right toys, or finding the information you need, or the steps to find, like, I feel like there's a lot of added steps and work to do things in areas that are just unnecessary, you know? I was loading the game. Okay. You want an arcade mode? What do you mean, Frostbite? It's not the game modes that are lacking. There's a couple different game modes. There's sandbox, there's career that's like has objectives, there's challenges. So the game modes are definitely not lacking. All right, let's try this again, guys. All right. As an arcade is more about gameplay things, so you can just get in and play without worrying too much about walls and stuff. No, I like having the sim Frostbite. Like, don't get me wrong. Trust me, like that's definitely not what I'm saying. Like, I like the sim and the depth of having to pick the right. I like having to pick the right wall types or setting the right height, but mechanically, the way that it is done is not really user friendly. Like, you can still have a game that is complex with like customization and the simulation and management without it being like annoying to navigate, like annoying to adjust the like just clicking. Like the clicking part should not be hard. I like how my shirt is green. Like, Maybe I'll show you what I mean. You know, maybe you just have to see what I mean. We're making a panda, working on the panda park. After we do this like tutorial, we're gonna just do our own park, I think. Like, I'll show you what I mean. It's like selecting the barriers and wrapping it in a circle and trying to adjust the barrier type. It's like, it's weird. It's like, it's not very seamless. Conceptually, I like the level of management, but it's carried out is just not done in a very user-friendly way. And I would be like, I would not be surprised if people that are very well versed in sim games have the same complaints, and if they don't, maybe I'm just a filthy casual. But I've been seeing people have the same complaints, and that doesn't mean we want like an overly simplistic game. I mean, to be fair, Planet Coaster I thought was too simple.
More giant pandas. The authorities have given us 3 females to help with our breeding program.
Jurassic World was better.
So, I'm sure
and this, I think, has just gone too far in not a good way. You know what I mean?
So we'll have to be patient. Our current giant panda habitat is full to the brim, but luckily we've already got another habitat ready to go. But before we move our new pandas in, they'll need to go through quarantine. Of course, we can't do that until we've accepted them. So open up animal trading and go into the animal reward section.
Like, okay, so for example, we did this in a different tutorial. So, outside the exhibits, there are signs. You see these signs? These are signs that you... What the... Where did I just go? Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay, so outside the exhibit, there are signs. These signs tell you about the animal that's in the exhibit. And the benefit of having the signs is people get education, which is actually like a metric in the park. And is beneficial. It gives the visitors a better experience. They give you money and they enjoy your park more. It contributes to your park ratings, which is a great concept. Love it. That's awesome. But building a sign is literally the most overly complicated thing ever. So you have to, and I don't know if it'll let me because we're in like a tutorial mode or whatever, but is it under facilities? Okay, these are not the right. I don't know if it'll let me buy the signs. Oh yeah, okay. So the signs you buy on their own, and this is like the trying to place a sign down is like you have like what it just like this is nothing about placing the sign is easy or sensible. I don't think it'll let me because we're in a tutorial, I think. So it's hard for me to show you, but basically you have to rotate the sign. There's no indication on which side is right side up, because here's the thing. You put the sign down and this is already the orientation of how the information will display is already predetermined. So like you could turn this to be like flat, right? But it could be upside down, which is the mistake we made last time. But there's no indication on what side the right side is. Or you could have it vertically, but this information will still be presented horizontally. Like, so you have to, it's literally, so it's like on its side instead of being rotated this way. So there's no way to know when you're actually putting the sign down, like what direction it's supposed to be in. And then when you do that, when you put the sign down, now you have to choose what the content is. You have to choose the right animal. It's just like, it doesn't need to be like that. Why do you, like, it should just know what exhibit you're closest to and just choose it. Like it's just like an unnecessary level of complexity, in my opinion. Like I don't think that we need to be able to, we have to have the sign in the right direction, and then like you have to go and you have to choose the animal every single time, and there's no search bar either. You have to literally scroll through every single animal that exists in your park to find the right one. It's just like, that doesn't need to be like that, in my opinion. Like I like the idea of having the education board, but I just don't think like if you want to change the content, maybe because it didn't read which one is you know, near it or whatever, that's fine. Like, have that available, but it's tedious is what it is. It is tedious. You arguably could have multiple animals in the same exhibit, and that's fair. Figure out, like, it could display one, and then you could choose if you wanted to change which one it's showing. You could do that. Like, you still have that ability, but I think there should be like some automation in that that makes things a lot more straightforward, in my opinion. It's the same thing with the educational speakers too. You have to like put the speaker down, and then you have to like change the volume level, and then change what it's talking about. It's like there's just it should be a little bit of automation to, if you don't want to change it, you don't need to change it. If you want to change it, go for it, but like have some of that be automated to make it a little bit easier. You know? I don't know. To me, it just seems a little bit unnecessary. And don't get me started on the barrier building, because I mean, maybe we'll figure it out and maybe it's gonna click at some point. Maybe it's a skill we gotta learn over time. The barrier building has just been just nightmarish. I like having different wall types. Like, again, conceptually, I like the level of depth, but it's just not seamless in the way that you draw out the things. Like just look at all of this like, you can't even see. I gotta hide my camera. But it's just like so much. Like, they could have just made it more like just user friendly, I think. Like, it's just like building fences in like the OG like Zoo Tycoon. It's just like you drag and you make a circle and then like change the fence type afterwards. But like changing the fence type afterwards in this game is like, you have to do some ordering of button clicking that has to be like very specific, and clicks and double clicks and select. I don't know. It's just like a little bit too much for me. And I've played a lot of sim games. Like, I'm not a super pleb. Like, I've played a ton of sim games. I like Jurassic World. I don't remember having like a lot of issues with Jurassic World. So I don't know. It's like they went a little overboard. But anyways, we've only played like how many hours of this game? Like, only a couple hours. These are my initial grievances. We'll see. Maybe, you know, things will click for us as we play. But those are my annoyances right now with the game that are pretty noticeable, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. Hi. Hi. We get used to it? Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get used to the barrier building. Like I said, I'm waiting for it to click for me. But it seems like other people are having the same problem, so I don't think that's just like a me thing. All right. Anyways, so the plan is, guys, we're gonna do this panda park. We're gonna do the tutorial because we're still learning stuff, and then we're going to probably try to do our own park. Yo, what's up, Diggy? How you doing? Yeah, but see, the Septodon, I just think that's like unacceptable. Hiding the walls is kind of annoying too if you want to change the whole areas. Yeah. Yeah, you have to like click, like when you click on a barrier, it's like you click on a barrier. See if I can do this. Oh my god. Oh, well. And then there's like these symbols, and it's just like it's just like you can't just like triple click to like select the whole barrier. And like if you wanted to change the type, it like doesn't do it. You have to like click, like I don't know, go back and forth until something works sometimes. I don't know. It's just like very weird. Okay. Okay, so what do we have to do? We have to go to animal trading. What's our objective right now? Transfer the giant pandas to trade center. Adopt the gifted giant pandas. I just did a Google Planet Zoo to find some information on the game, and you're definitely not the only one who has these complaints. But Frostbite, I do have a clue what to do. That's the thing. Like, I play this in the beta. We've played this for a few hours now. Like, I have a clue. I mean, have you played the game, Frostbite? What's even more annoying is you can't do some of the things during parts of the tutorial, so it's hella confusing. Yeah, that's fair. Really, Pixel? Guys, we're giving away a copy of Humble Learn and Play VRAR Game Dev Bundle. If you would like to win this bundle, !candy, check your candy. !ticket space number candy you like to use on the giveaway. Good luck. Yeah, and the Decepticon, like, that makes sense to me. Like, playing a game that takes a while to learn, like, has a high skill ceiling. Like, skill, though, that's, like, the key word, right? It's like playing CSGO. You're not going to be great at CSGO. It is going to take time to play, but that's a skill thing. Like, I just don't think that trying to make a barrier for your, you know, exhibit is, like, that's the area that needs to be complicated. Like, that should be on, you know, zoo management and building the exhibits and managing the animals, managing the park, setting prices, hiring staff. Like, that should be where the complexity lies, not in trying to click the right buttons to make the thing work with what you want to do. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to basically a couple days ago I checked out the game and kind of explained some of the grievances I had. I got to play it quite a bit more since then. That was pretty early into the playtime. This says it's 8 hours in. So we had a good day of playing Planet Zoo the other day. Like, it went pretty well. It was pretty smoothly. I felt like I was getting making the barriers and stuff. Like, things were clicking. But this game is just honestly plagued by bugs right now. Like, I literally rage quit yesterday because there were issues with the zookeepers not feeding one of the exhibits. It seems like that's been patched, but my game literally just crashed 3 times within 20 minutes. The game is just plagued by issues. I mean, like, literally yesterday we were trying to figure out my problems and people were experiencing different problems that were kind of similar, but like, the game just seems like there's a lot of bugs right now. It seems very promising. Like, the graphics are awesome. I love, like, the level of management depth that is in the game. There's, like, research and breeding. Like, you can really get pretty in depth with the game, but right now there's just too many bugs. I can't personally recommend it right now. I would just wait. They need to fix a lot of the stuff, and there's also some performance issues people are having. The game freezes, or I actually have had some game crashes, and the game freezes at least once every time you boot it up. It's just it's very promising, but it needs some cleanup right now. It's really disappointing, honestly. It's just riddled with bugs, crashes, freezes, performance issues. So I'm sure that these will be fixed, but I just would suggest waiting unless you just don't care, you really want the game. It's been fun making the exhibits. I still think that there's a little unnecessary complexity with designing, like, the pathing and the barriers. I feel like it's not very user-friendly. I guess it has, like, a very, very, like, in-depth level of detail for those that are, like, I don't know, architects, I guess. I just think it's not very user-friendly, especially for people that just kind of want to make, like, I just want to draw a path, you know? Like, I just want to make a circle with my barriers, and it just seems like it's, like, impossible to just have that be a seamless thing. So we'll see as the game progresses. We'll see you know, if they make some changes to that, it just needs some post-launch love. But right now it's just too frustrating to play, which is sad because I love sim games. I love Jurassic World. I enjoyed Planet Coaster, but this game is just not ready for prime time. So that's my thought on it.